Starting live video.
Starting live video. Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny Craig.
I'm Jeremy Craig.
We're here at Copper Bottom Craft Distillery in Holly Hill, Florida. How you doing today?
Good.
So we are now in the end of September. I would assume that back there...
Did you want to start your computer? We have our little laptop over here so that we can kind of see what's going on and see the questions, because sometimes it's hard to do on the phone.
That's
so we're trying something a little different today. So
I wish we would quit trying different things.
Every time. We'll get there. We just want to see exactly where we are. And
right.
We got to come up with the best solution. So when we come up with the best solution, we'll do that.
All right. Yes. Okay. So I'm saying we're at the end of September. Yes, you're all right. Whatever you're saying. Yes.
I don't know.
We're at the end of September, so I feel like theoretically things would be starting to cool down, even though we are central-ish Florida.
No.
How about the distillery?
It's hot.
It's still hot?
Still hot. It's not as hot. I mean, there was like a week straight where it was definitely over 100 degrees in there. It's
like
not,
recently?
Oh, yeah, just a couple weeks ago, or like last week or whatever. But this week it's only upper 90s. So we're good.
Only upper 90s. What do you got working back there? Before we jump into our big thing today. Yeah, so today we want to talk about 4 years in the making. We don't ever really give a timeline of how we did this.
I think it's a little more than that, actually. But
well, 4 years, pen to paper, is what I said in the Facebook thing. Pen to paper when we started the business plan to literally today.
Yeah.
4 years.
So what am I doing back there now?
Yeah, what are you doing back there now?
So I've got a couple barrels I got to fill up. So I distilled this week, and I'm proofing everything down and filling up barrels. So that's what I'm doing this week. Filling up more barrels.
Anything good? What's going in them?
It will be gold rum. It's not gold rum right now.
It's gold, Jerry.
It's gold. No, the
Jeremy.
Gold, and I feel like I got to explain this sometimes. Gold rum isn't actually gold when it comes off the still. It's gold because of the barrel. So going into the barrel, that's what's going to make it a gold rum. So I'm putting it in there, and it's going to sit in there for minimum a year, probably closer to 16 months. That's my guess.
And then what barrels are they? Inquiring minds want to know what barrels they are.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know.
How do you not know? These are like the big names we can throw out there.
Yeah, they are, but I don't know. I haven't filled them up yet. So as soon as I fill them up, I'll have all that written down, and they're back there. I just don't know what they are. I mean, we have them already, but listen, I'm worried about more other things right now. I'm not worried about
I know, but I think I automatically go to the marketing part of it, which I feel like some of my friends will understand. You go to the marketing, what names are we going to throw out there? Like this last one you did, batch 4 and 5 were in the Heaven Hills.
Yes.
Barrels.
It's funny you say that, because last night I actually had a winemaker come through the door, came in and did a tour.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, he was.
I could
you
tell
didn't know that?
No, I could tell by the way he was
late.
talking. He was doing something.
Yeah, so he was a winemaker, came through the door, and he actually does. He's a small craft producer, kind of like we are, and he actually did. He did a whole line. He actually gets his barrels from the same cooperage that I do up in Kentucky, and he does some wines that are aged in bourbon barrels. And
That's cool.
What he told me was, because you were just about to say batch 4 and 5 were both in Heaven Hill barrels, and actually he said the exact same thing I did. I know my mom and a lot of people have said they really like batch 4 and 5 quite a bit. I like them all. I think they're all good, and they all are good. They're just all a little bit different because they are single barrels. You're like the dad.
You're like, oh, my children are the same. I love them differently, but.
I don't believe that. I've got 2 kids. I know. No, I don't care what they say.
Jeremy Craig.
But so yeah, and actually it's funny. It's because he said he's used other barrels and he particularly likes Heaven Hill barrels. He said he didn't particularly like some of their bourbons, but he really liked their barrels. And I agree with him. And we have more of those than anything. But
good.
So
maybe more Heaven Hills on the way.
Side note.
Copper bottom heaven over here. Okay, so today I was thinking about this recently. This is such an interesting time of year for our family because so many things have happened right around this time of year. So that mid-September to early October. If I could give you a little timeline of how things have come about. So 4 years ago, you've heard the story most likely, especially if you've come through here or paid any attention on these lives. 4 years ago, September 15th, 16th, we were celebrating my birthday and my father-in-law, Jeremy's dad's birthday, in Italy.
Yeah.
in Italy, and there had been talks for a few years of doing the craft distillery thing one day. But
at least a year at that point.
Right. Maybe, yeah, a year and a half, something like that. And then when we were in Italy 4 years ago, last week, 4 years ago, that's when you lost your job.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate saying it like that.
It's fine. I don't care. I did. Lost my job.
Lost your job, and that's when we first put pen to paper on a high-speed train in Italy and started writing out the business plan. That was day one.
And we had talked about it plenty of times before that because it was always something that interested us. But
we didn't have a name at the time, but we had the idea.
We didn't have a name, although I think we started talking about a name at that point.
Yeah, it was just the wrong name for the next 6 months.
Yeah, whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but
I don't know what it was either.
Doesn't matter.
So then anyway, fast forward. Well, no, don't fast forward because that was a really long and painful year. How many contracts did we have down on? See, this is where this is coming from because people often say, how did you guys get started in a business? Like they want to start something and they don't know like how to even get started. We didn't know either. But we learned the hard way.
My parents
Your
did.
parents had done it before, we had not.
Yeah.
How many contracts over the course of that year did we have down on different properties as the future distillery?
I honestly lost count. There was a lot. We went through a lot. I would say, at least probably 5 actual offers and contracts that we had ready to go
You want to
in
give a
different
shout
locations.
out to our realtor right now, actually?
Yeah.
The one who got it. Ian Anderson was really good to us.
Yeah, he helped us out quite a bit in this area.
He put up with us.
He put up with us and other shenanigans from other realtors and
Woo!
and property owners and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, and even this property, we looked at this property and the very next day we actually put a contract on this property.
What's funny about this property though is that it wasn't actually a live. What's the word? Where it's
Business?
no, it wasn't. It wasn't actually for sale.
Oh yeah, there was no listing on it.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
an active listing. It was from a year earlier or a few
Oh,
years
probably
earlier.
a few years earlier.
And your mom
My
just
mom.
happened to accidentally find it.
See, that's the thing about the internet. It just stays.
The internet.
The internet, everything on the internet just stays there. So this was it was an old listing that she happened to, I don't even know how she found it, but she ran across an old listing.
And she's like, oh, this place is perfect. I remember her sending it
Yeah.
to us, and we're all like,
Yeah.
yeah, car wash. It comes with a car wash. It's got a little house next door. I don't know if we knew that at the time.
I don't know if we did either.
Anyway, the property itself seemed perfect. It was an old laundromat.
Yeah. Then we came and looked, and so what happened was
this is where things get very dark.
Yeah, we're not going to go that far though. So we actually had we contacted our realtor and said, hey, do you know anything about this? He actually knew the listing realtor at the time, or on the old listing. He called him up. They contacted to see if he was still interested in selling. Apparently he was. So we came in, looked at it, and the very next day we put an offer in. It was accepted. We were under contract. Not under contract because he never signed the contract.
Womp womp. Don't care if you're watching. Don't
Yeah.
care right now.
Stop
No.
it. That's be nice. So no, it was
kidding.
like the next day we had a contract. We sent it to him. A week later, we never got it back. Called him back.
Months later.
No. Well, it was a week later first.
Hold on. Then it gets worse.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh no, we're going to sell it to somebody else. I think I can get more money." Well, we weren't going to pay more money because you already
We had
accepted
already
the offer.
agreed on something.
So it drew out for,
It dragged out for months, probably 6.
I'd say at least 6.
So
This is the longest, most
So this is where I
ridiculous-
wanted to bring this first year together. Day 1, September 16th-ish that week, we find out I'm pregnant. You've
Lost my
your
job.
job. We are in Italy. We start the business plan. We close on this property that we're at now, September 16th,
A full year later, yeah.
the next year.
And we had started looking at property
Literally the day we
pretty
got
much when
back
we got back, yeah.
from Italy, a year earlier.
I didn't think about it that way, you're right. It was
I
a
know,
full
it was
year
a
later.
full year. Yep.
What the heck?
I don't know. But during that time, we were going over the business plan. I mean, every penny of, what we're going to spend on the still, and, we're pricing different things out. So we put that year to very good use, other than, I remember being so motion sick that I had to get out of the car a time or two when we were just driving around looking at different properties, like especially in
True.
industrial parks, which is where every
Most
other
of them
city
are.
wanted to put us. I remember having to get out because we were just doing so many U-turns. I'm not motion sick.
She doesn't do good with
I don't.
motion.
So anyway, a full year to be able to close on the property. And then, my friends, It wasn't until the following October 3rd that our doors opened.
Oh yeah, it took a good. Well, I mean, first of all, the property was a mess. I mean, we stripped it down to nothing.
It was a laundromat. There were washers and dryers, floor to everywhere.
Yeah, and yeah, by the time we took possession of the property, it needed everything, like everything. The windows, everything. It was bad. It was bad.
It wasn't in good condition.
No.
But luckily, we had a plan and we had a vision. And I remember your mother and I knew this was it.
Yeah.
This was it. This is the one we wanted. Do you remember that, Joanne?
And actually, once I saw it, I agreed that it was the place and all that. The biggest thing, my dad probably had the biggest vision as far as the layout and how it was going to be built.
Because he had done this before with breweries.
Yeah, and he designed the whole place and put it all together and all that. So, yeah, he probably had the vision on what it was going to look like. You guys knew it was the right place.
I knew what I wanted it to look like in here. I worked
Yeah.
with your mom on that with color scheme and everything. So, Wayne just brought up the fact that Hurricane Matthew came right after.
Oh, we're not that far yet.
I know.
We haven't opened the doors yet, have we?
That's true. Okay, so then, sorry, I don't want to drag this out. September, what year? We need to figure out what years these were. So September 2014, you lost your job. September 2015, we closed on this property. October 2016,
Yep.
we opened. So that's 2 years there, 25 months of planning and building.
Getting stuff ready, getting permits, getting licenses.
Mm-hmm. That was
And actually, that's
painstaking.
part of the reason we didn't open a little earlier than we did. We could have probably opened in July or August, but because we were pretty much ready to go. The problem we had was the state licensing takes effect in October 1st, and if we would have paid for a full license, or if we would have paid for a license in July, we would have had to renew it. And it was very expensive at the time. It's still expensive, but it's not as expensive as it was.
Right.
So, yeah, so it just didn't make any sense. And we probably could have used the extra couple months to get everything ready to go anyway. So it worked out fine, except for the fact that
As Wayne just mentioned,
we opened up October 3rd.
We had the most beautiful street sign.
Yeah, it was it was October 3rd we opened up. That was a Monday, and I believe it was the 7th. So like 4 days later, like Thursday or Friday or Saturday, I don't know, one of those days is when the hurricane.
We're like, we're open. We're all excited. We didn't know what our hours even were really at the time. We're just like open. Literally anyone who wants to
Just
come by
come
at
on
all, come on.
And then as soon as we opened the doors, there's a hurricane
Matthew
barreling
came
down
through.
on us.
Our sign that had been up for 4 days,
4 days.
was then gone.
Yep.
100% gone.
Lots of money.
There's footage of it floating down Beach Street in just dilapidated pieces. Have I said this on a Facebook Live about the one on the side of the building? Can I tell that?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
So Mark, Jeremy's dad, had the great idea of using what was salvageable from that sign. And if you drive by the building...
wasn't much.
Yeah, you'll see. When you drive by the building on Beach Street, there is a copper bottom sign out on the side of the building, and that was what was left over from our
facing
street
the
sign.
river, yeah. And it was, keep in mind, it was a double-sided sign. It's in a weird shape because we had to cut all the broken edges off of it.
Right.
But
It's not in a weird shape, though. It's kind of in the shape of the ship. It was almost meant to be, thank goodness.
I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Huh. Never
It
mind.
was meant
It's
to
in a
be,
great shape.
babe.
Sure.
So that sign on the side of the building is what was left over from Hurricane Matthew's destruction.
A very small part of it, yeah.
And we did not get flooded, even though so many other businesses around us did.
No.
Or was that the next
That was
year?
the next storm. That was a different
This
storm.
story
yeah.
is just getting worse.
I know.
How have
we're
we
here.
made it this
I don't
far?
know. We're still here though.
Okay, so we're at October. We've opened our doors. We had some grand openings right around Christmas time. We released the silver rum, right? That was what we
First
had day
thing
one.
day one we had the silver rum.
And if you come in here, you know that the only reason we have vodka is because every person who came in
Wanted
those
it.
first 3 weeks wanted vodka.
So we made vodka.
And that's the great thing about being craft is you can just kind of pivot and figure it out, which you did.
Yeah.
And then
At the same time, we were barreling the gold rum, or what would be the gold rum. So we started barreling that right away because we knew it was going to take time to mature. So we started putting that stuff in barrels right away, and then I don't want to get too far ahead, but our 1 year anniversary is when we released.
That's where I was going next. Yeah.
Okay, so that's when we released our first batch of the gold rum.
Yeah, and that was at that time. That was our biggest date of sales to date. At that time was when the gold, release of the gold rum, National Copper Bottom Day. Thank you, Holly Hill, for doing that with us. City of Holly Hill declared it.
Decreed.
National Copper Bottom Day, and that was last year.
Yeah. Was that October 13th or something like that?
It was, yep, because the hurricane messed us up there too.
Yeah.
Once again.
More storms. Luckily, we haven't had that one this year.
You should not have just said that.
We're getting near the end of the peak anyway. So
That's
we're good.
true. Okay, so since that time, since the release of the gold rum, we've had great days, especially Saturdays are usually our very busy days, but also the release of the beer barrel aged rum was massive for us, and the fact that the Daytona Beach News Journal covered it the way that they did made it even more massive for us.
And not even that, they've covered us quite a bit, very well.
Some of our best sales days have come from the days where there was a story that ran.
Yeah. So big thanks.
We're always.
To the News
I feel like
Journal.
we're very steady. We have steady business, but the days that are major influx that aren't, food truck day or something like that, where there's something going on, has been definitely coinciding with News Journal articles.
Yeah, they've done. We really appreciate everything they've done. So we really do.
In fact, I think our biggest sales to date day was it this last one. It was pretty close.
It's hard. You know what? I don't remember. I think it was when we released the beer barrel finished rum. I know who would know 100% would be my mother.
Yep. But Joanne, if you want to.
Yeah, she would know. 100%.
If you want to tell us when our biggest sales date was.
I'm pretty sure it was the beer barrel release. Which, speaking of that, believe it or not, we do have a couple bottles left, but literally a couple. I think we have 12 bottles left. I think it's what's on the wall here, which I think is 12. Yeah, 12 bottles. So if you want it and you haven't had it yet, or if you want to buy another bottle, because I've had some cool pictures of people showing me empty bottles of it, which is cool. I like that. If you do want to get another one, you better hurry up, because we literally have 12 bottles left.
Yeah, and we're open tonight at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we should probably wrap this up at this point, but I just thought that this would be, I don't know, it's fun for us to look back and kind of reflect on hard times. having our sign blown away, losing your job,
parking lot flooded, car wash flooded,
having 8 contracts down on different buildings across town.
Yikes.
Just trying to get secured somewhere. So if maybe you heard this side that's not the beautiful put together side of building a business, then you might be encouraged.
It's never
as
as easy as it looks from the outside, right?
What? I make it look so easy.
You do. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. It's never as easy as it actually looks.
Yeah, but you know that because you're in it. I feel like other people don't always know that. And
that's true.
Yeah, they think we just did this thing overnight. But it's taken 4 years, start to finish, to even just get where we are today. And we're not near where we hope to be or want to be.
No, not yet.
We're grateful.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
grateful to be where we are, but we have so far to go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I don't know. I just thought it'd be a fun story to share. And this is such a special time because, like I said, it's that end of September when everything, milestones.
And our 2-year anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, October 3rd.
Not to put you on the spot, are we doing anything for that?
Well,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
We have some beautiful weddings, festivities that are coming up. And we wanted to we wanted to have our space used for those this year instead of. So maybe we'll probably do some kind of celebration, but we have
I forgot about
3
that.
weekends in a row of wedding festivities for different couples. So we're excited for them. And I haven't run this by your mom yet, but I really want to do Christmas, big old holiday party.
Extravaganza.
Oh yeah. What?
No, Festivus.
I was trying to go. I was. What's the movie? Lauren's favorite movie? Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation style. Yeah. Like lights everywhere.
Everywhere.
Shutting down the. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you, we got a big roof. There's a lot of lights.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well.
I'm not doing it, but I think it'd be.
I'm not either, by the way.
Anyway, I think we'll focus probably. There's just been so much this year with everything this time of year. Anyway, but I think we'll put some efforts toward the end of the year.
No, I forgot we do have some weddings coming up, which is pretty cool. Which, by the way, if you saw last week's episode, that's part of it. We do events here and all that as well. So it's one of those things we weren't really, wasn't one of those things we were really anticipating when we opened, but we have a lot of interest in doing different events.
It was a great byproduct of the space that we built, for sure.
So we've actually, on some of the dates that we were talking about doing is it wedding season? Is that what happens? Is this wedding season? I thought like spring was wedding season.
June.
I don't know.
We got married in November.
We did get married in November, so maybe it's fall wedding.
Were we in wedding season? We didn't even know we got married in the season.
I don't know. Is there a season?
I don't know.
Is it like love bug season?
Or hurricane season?
Hurricane season? Maybe.
Oh, that's true. So our anniversary is November 1st, and that's when Sandy came through.
It is.
Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
Up in New York.
Because we actually had a lot of family that didn't make it down.
Because of hurricanes.
So
look at the storms we've been through, people.
What's going on with hurricanes? We have a lot of history with hurricanes. There haven't even been that many.
What's the deal with hurricanes? We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, hopefully if you are thinking about starting a business, I'm not telling you to just go and do it. I'm just saying, look what the heck we had to go through.
And there's more to it than that, trust me.
So much more. But we're here and we're happy and we're loving it still.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, you guys, anything you want to say? Come see us. We open tonight at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wednesday through Friday, 5 to 8, and then all day Saturday, 11 to 8.
12 bottles left. That's it.
Beer barreled rum. Come get it.
12 bottles.
All right, signing off.
Otherwise, I'm going to drink them eventually. Not all at once. That'd be weird.
Challenge accepted. No. All right, you want to show us off?
Is that how we do this now?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, bye now.
Bye, everybody.